What's the word, gang? 2Raw Reacts here. I'm back with another reaction, you feel me? This one is a different type of video. This one had popped up on my YouTube recommended. But it says they hate when you come to work, do your job, and go home. And that's facts, bro. But we about to get right into this reaction, bro. I'm gonna explain some shit.
They hate that you come to work, you do your job, and you go home. They hate that you're not saying anything. You just going in, clocking in, and doing your assignment and going home. The reason why they hate that is because they don't know who you are at your job. They want to know who you are. They want to know if you're an informant. They want to know if you're a snitch. They want to know if you talk and spread rumors. That's what they want to know at your job. And it's hard for them to know that. So since they cannot know that, they try to give you an assignment to see if you will tell on somebody. They tries to be to put you in the category of one of them. And that's how it is at some of these 9 to 5s. The ones that I worked
That
at
is
was
true
like
though.
that.
I ain't gonna lie. Every job that I had, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm a young nigga. Well, I ain't really no young nigga no more. I'm getting up there, but I've been working since I was 15 years old. Like ever since I was 15, I had a job. You heard? And I noticed shit like that. I used to always be that nigga that just do their work and go home. You feel me? I'm just there for my check. I ain't there to make friends. I ain't there to gossip with niggas. Cause I be seeing what's going on, bro. Like you feel me? Same way how I was in school, but it's basically the same thing, bro. Like if you younger and you watching this shit, just realize certain adults never grow up. Like a lot of them, they never grow up. Like they grow like you feel me? Like physically they grow, but mentally they be still in they fucking, my bad y'all. I ain't mean to curse, but they be still in they kid ways, like high school ways, middle school ways, like drama that you see on a job site, bro. That shit, it just be like little kid shit, bro. Like I just be like to myself when I'm at work, you feel me? But
And I'm sure the ones that
and it's good to hear this from, like, I'm glad I'm listening to it, like from an older person, because I never like heard like an older person talk like this. Even though like every job I worked, I was with people like damn near 30s, 40s, 50. I ain't gonna lie, I done worked with some of y'all grandmothers and shit, bro. You feel me? But I see what's going on, bro. Like y'all be seeing a young nigga just doing what he doing, get in, get out. You feel me? And y'all just be watching a nigga just be throwing dirt on his name. You heard? Man, shit crazy. Life crazy. Anywhere you go, life gonna be some bullshit, bro.
you work at is
Just
like that
deal with
now.
that shit.
If you go home, if you go to work and you come home and you do it all over again and you don't engage into the jobs, they're going to be curious. They're going to try to push your buttons. They're going to ask you and say, well, what do you do? Because they did me like that. What do you do besides when you're not here? I just
Yup.
say,
That's
hey,
what
I'm
they be
just here to
saying.
collect the check. I'm going
They be
home.
trying to know too much about your personal life, bro. And then when you start telling them little shit about your personal life, they start using it against you or start telling other people on the job. Like you learn certain stuff as you go. Like adults never grow up. Like like I ain't gonna say never, because it's a couple of them that's out here walking around that's mature, but a lot of them, they damn kids, bro. They kids in grown ass bodies. That's all it is, bro. They be mentally stuck. That's all it is.
I'm clocking in, doing my work, and I'm going home. That's it. My personal life is my personal life. And when you say that, they're gonna spread rumors to you regardless they're gonna spread rumors about you regardless of you saying that. You can't just say that you can go to work, clock in, do your work, and go home. Cause then they're gonna think you an informant. They're gonna think you a snitch, or they're gonna think you a too goody two shoes. It's sad that's how this work industry is. And when I worked there, they thought that, they say, well, since they're not talking to none of us, then let's try to get them to talk. Let's try to get them to, let's try to find a
That's
weakest
how they try to
point.
get
And that's
you.
what they tried to do with me. They tried to find my weakest point, but they couldn't, because I have God on my side, and they couldn't. My mindset was to go do my work and go home. That was my mindset, and spend time with my family. And it got to a point to where I didn't show them my actions at work. Because if I show them my actions at work, or if you show them your actions at work, they got you. They're going to figure out a way to manipulate you. They're going to figure out a way to turn it against you. And when I was doing that, like not showing my actions, it hurts, because I will take my actions home. I would take my actions in my driveway and I'll bring it in the house, which was no good, and I didn't let them see my actions. And if they're not seeing your actions, they're going to also try to scroll and see what's your background. They're going to try to look you up on social media, try to
That's what
be
they do,
friends with
bro.
you on social media. That happened too.
That's another
And
thing. Don't add nobody from your job on social media, bro. I don't care. I don't care if they watching your page. Don't add them. You feel me? Cause why you watching me? That's all it be. Like why you watching me? You that worried about my life? You that invested? I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a job that I work. I'll probably get another job and they fuck around find this video. You feel me? But hey, why you watching a nigga, bro? Like, you feel me? They be so worried about what you got going on outside of work, when that shit don't be nothing for them. Worry about your own damn life, gang. Niggas be worried about the wrong shit.
and they're going to and if it's not them, it's your supervisor. Your supervisor's going to ask you some questions, try to give you an assignment, see if you are a snitch or a rat, or see if you'll spread rumors. And you have people like that at the job. You have many people. Your coworkers is really not your friends, because you have several people like that at the job. You have people that say, okay, you have people that's in different categories. You have the goody two shoes. You have those people. And you have and they thought that I was a part of the goody two shoes, because I didn't engage with none of them. I just did my work and go home. They thought you was those, or they thought you was a snitch informant, that you was going to go back and tell the supervisor, or go back and tell upper management, or watch them and see if they make a mistake to go to upper management and an informant. Or they thought you was a person that spread rumors, going saying that, hey, this and this and this is, Johnny, man, he's saying that he wish you get fired. And then you have upper management as well that's not as good too. At my old job, when I was in the oil field, we went to different areas and locations and stuff in Texas. And some of the areas that we went, I had this supervisor. He ran our whole crew, the oil field crew. It was roughly, it was him, his brother-in-law, which he would never fire because that's his brother-in-law. And this is the crazy part. Me and two more workers, okay? So he ran that crew. He was the supervisor. He was the guy you go to. He's the one that did everything in that crew, right? And so he was married, but every town he'll go to, he was sleeping around. He was finding some girl down there, Hispanic girl or whatever, and sleep with them at that location. And he will pay them to sleep. He will pay them like money, because when you're in the oil field, you're making money. And there's a lot of people that's doing that. Messing around on their loved ones, messing around on their wives and stuff, messing around on their girlfriends, their spouses and stuff, because you're in the oil field. You gone for 2 weeks at a time, sometimes 3 weeks, depending on your schedule. And he did that. He said, hey, this is between, I know that you new to our group. And this is what he told me. Straight up came to my face and told me. He said, I know you're new to our group, but this is me. He said, I'm married, but I have girlfriends in different cities.
Nigga like me, you come to me with some shit like that, I'm be like, bro, what you telling me that for? And I'm gonna look you dead in your face like, bro, what'd you just tell me that for? I don't care about what you do. I don't care if you're a supervisor I don't care. Like, bro, why is you trying to be friends? Why you trying to be friends? We could be friends on a job, you feel me? But all that extra personal life shit, bro, leave your life, and my life, you feel me? These niggas be doing too much.
All I did was say, hey, that's not me. You know, I don't want to be a part of that. Whatever you do, that's on you. So that was a threat to him. When I said that,
And they
it
take
was a
that
threat
shit.
to him because he thought that I was an informant or somebody that would snitch on him. And he was expecting me to say, oh,
I do
man,
that
I'm
too.
100% with you. Don't worry. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I won't
Niggas
say
goofy.
nothing.
Goofies.
Or, hey, man, I understand. Or, hey, you could do it. I won't tell. He was expecting me to say those words, but I didn't. All I said is, ain't got nothing to do with me. That's on you, man. I just want to come and collect my check and go home after my 3 weeks or my 2 weeks on.
And then the nigga went and told him like he know his wife or something. Like, what the fuck you telling him that for? Feel me? Like, that's the shit that just don't make sense. There be a lot of shit in this world that never makes sense to a nigga, bro. Like, and I know I got the right screws in my head. I just don't be understanding why the fuck y'all want everybody to believe y'all wrongs or follow y'all wrongs. I just don't understand that shit. Why you just can't do wrong by yourself and leave everybody else alone? Leave us out of this shit and you do what you do. If you get caught, that's on you. But then once you get caught, you want to start pointing fingers when nigga you should be pointing a finger at yourself. Y'all niggas be ass backwards, bro. Like ass backwards.
So he said, okay.
Bro.
He said, all right, man. I'm just saying, man. I hope that you don't say nothing. I said, man, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. And so that even made it even worse. So he had to figure out a way to get rid of me. And he did. He got rid of me. And I was one of the best workers. Actually, I was one of the top 3. Even the boss said, oh,
been through that a couple
he's
times.
a good worker.
It's
you got to keep him on your squad. But he figured out a way how to get rid of me. He was complaining. Well, when the boss, and this is how he got rid of me, when the boss was complaining to him that production was low, he blamed it on me. He said, well, the new guy, we trained him up as much as we can. We showed him the ropes, and he's just not getting it. And technically speaking, I was getting it. Because one of the co-workers there was giving me like kudos, like, hey, man, you good. I'm glad you're part of our team. And I'm like, thank you. And so he said, man, he's probably was thinking in his head, the supervisor's like, man, he's going to tell on me, or he's going to try to see my wife and tell on me and snitch to my wife.
Like
and
he know your wife.
His brother-in-law worked with him. If my brother-in-law was messing around with my sister, I'm cutting that off. Job or no job. If I'm the assistant manager and you got me in that position.
Brother-in-law was probably scared he was gonna get fired. Should be crazy, bro.
Dude,
you nigga don't play fair.
That's personal. I'm cutting you off and I'm gonna say, hey, you can't be doing this to my sister. This is my sister. You gotta stop it now. If you don't tell her, I will tell her, and then y'all get a divorce because I'm protecting my sister, my big sister or my little sister. He didn't say that. He was just about the money. And then, this is funny, he was engaged with his sister. He was engaged with his sister and he was messing around. I'm like, one big happy family. I say, I'm glad I stayed out of that. So he found the way to get rid of me. He kept pointing the downfall of their production at me, even though the other co-workers thought that I was actually doing a good job, which the supervisor was not doing a good job. He was just not meeting the production levels, but he blamed me. And so he came up to me and he told me this before he was getting ready to get rid of me. I think I stayed at that oil field job I was hauling water. I stayed at the oil field job for about 2 more days before he actually terminated me. He said, hey, man, production is low, man. You got to step up to the plate. And I'm looking at myself like, okay, I'll step up to the plate, even though I already did as much as I can. And the other workers saw it. I didn't argue. I didn't question him. I just said, okay, I'll step up to the plate. So that made it even a bigger threat to him. Because now I'm accepting his hatred towards me. And so I even did even more. I was sitting there gasping. I was working, pushing, coming back, hauling water quick as possible, doing my numbers. And then 2 days later, he said, "Man, I told you, man, step up. You're not stepping up." And he said, "I think they're gonna let you go. I think they're gonna let you go." And then I was like, "Okay, all right, cool, cool. I'm doing the best I can, but okay, if they want to let me go, that's fine. I got a CDL. I can always do something else." I didn't tell him that, but I was like, "Okay, I respect that, but I'm doing the best I can."
Yeah, it's a
So I,
good thing he ain't tell him that, because dumb motherfuckers that try to call around to other companies and be like, "Oh yeah, don't hire this person because of that." Like, this shit is weird, bro. This world we live in is weird. The people, man. I don't want to say too much because you know how this shit is, but this shit is weird, bro. It's like the weirdos winning. The weirdos winning. You a weirdo, you gonna win in this world. Like the real niggas who stay down, stay solid. It's gonna take some time for them to get what they want. You heard? But go ahead and be a weirdo. You gonna win tomorrow. You feel me?
I defended myself. And then I think like that next day, he said, "Man, I tried to save you as much as I can. I talked to corporate. I plead. I begged." And I'm like, "You didn't beg." That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, you didn't beg, man. You wanted to let me go is because that I wasn't a part of your cheating scheme of sleeping with other women in different cities that we go to do oil field work. I wasn't a part of that. That's what I was thinking in my head. So you let me go on purpose because the other people kept your secret. I didn't care about your secret. And so he said, "Man, I'll
They
see
hate
what
when
I
you
can
don't
do,
care.
man." He said, "Just
Like
let's
when
just
you
keep
don't care.
working." So me in my mind, I'm thinking like, why should I keep working when I know I'm going to get fired? And what I did was I went back out there, did my work like I want to. I mean, not my want to, but I create even above my numbers. And they said, "Man, hey, rumor is," and either other workers that I don't talk to came to me and said, "Hey, rumor is that they're going to try to get rid of you, man." And one of the guys said, "Man, I'm pissed. They shouldn't get rid of you." And the brother-in-law said, "I'm upset. They shouldn't get rid of you." And they said, "What did you do? Did you do anything wrong? Did you say anything?" And I said this to them. I said, "No, I'm just working and going back to my hotel after my job. I'm doing my job. I'm not doing nothing else." And they said, "Man, it's something. Did you piss them off? Did you say something to the supervisor wrong?" I said, "No, I didn't." And so they was trying to figure out what I did to cause myself to get terminated, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. I could have said he told me to keep a secret. I could have exposed that. I could have said he told me that, he's sleeping around with your sister-in-law and he wanted me to keep it a secret, or he wanted to let me know. And I could have said all that, but I just
And
said no.
then if he would have said that, they would have went back and told the supervisor. That's how they play it at the work field. Like, I mean, not the work field, like work sites, anything, bro. That's how they play it. Your coworkers be more tied in with your supervisors, especially if you're the new person. Think about that. They already in cahoots together before you get there. So now when you get there, it's like everybody just watching you. You feel me? So, hey man.
No, I'm doing my best. I'm just working. And next thing you know, they got rid of me. They got rid of me. They sent me, brought me back to my state. They got rid of me. And then this is the crazy part. Like a month later, I ran into one of the workers back in my town, my city. And I said, "Hey man, how you doing?" And he said, "Good, man." He said, "Bro, I need to talk to you." I was like, "What?" He said, "Man, everybody was upset that they got rid of you. Our production level dropped, dude. It dropped like 20% after you got fired." And I was like, well, I'm sorry, man. I did the best I could. I didn't want to get involved. And he just insisted on telling me. He said, "Oh, you know the supervisor?" "Yeah." "Man, dude, they brought in another person, and that person met the wife and told him that, hey, your husband is sleeping
Damn.
around." And they got
Damn.
into a fight, dude. They got into a fist on fight because he told them, "Hey, not to tell that I'm sleeping around." And he said, "Nah, man, I ain't that type of person. I'm not that type of person, man. If you mess around with your wife, if I see her, I'm gonna say, hey, if she asks or looks suspicious, I'm gonna tell her. I'm not gonna hold nothing." And so he said that it was a big fight, and I was like, "Oh man, that's crazy." And then the guy that told his wife got let go, and they kept the guy that was still cheating on his wife as the supervisor. I was like, man, that's shady, man. And he said, man, what are you doing now? I didn't want to tell him. I just said, oh, I'm still, working in a.
And the whole thing about it is that his wife might stay. She probably cheating too. Why he on the oil field? If you think about it, she ain't going nowhere. You could tell a girl a million times, oh, this nigga doing this to you, that and that. And save it. Say your words. You can't tell a female nothing about her nigga. Your word.
Oil field, a
Vice
better
versa.
oil field company that's treating me with respect. I'm getting all the hours I want. And he said, oh, that's good. Well, congratulations, man. I'm glad you doing that. And they said, man, I'm still there too, man. I'm about to look for something else, man. Is your place hiring? And I don't want to get involved. I said, you can apply. I don't know if they're hiring, but you can apply for it. And so I gave him the information to apply for it so he can help himself. But that's one thing that I wanted to share with you guys of how that I'm getting ready to go do a quote for my business. So that's one thing I just wanted to share with you guys of how the system worked and how that people, even if you just do your work and you go home, people either think you're an informant, a snitch, or a part of the secret up in the top upper management that just snuck his way into a regular position to see if he can get somebody, an investigator, or a person that's just a loudmouth troublemaker. They put you in those categories. They never ever put you in the category of just a normal worker that's here to collect a check and go home and be with their family. They don't put you in that category. At the jobs that I work, that category don't exist. They'll put you in some kind of category. And so they put me in a category with the goody two shoes category, that I'm the teacher's pet or I'm the supervisor's pet, and that I'm trying to go up the career ladder, or I'm trying to take their spot. That's what category they put me in when I was just working my job and going home. I kept to myself. They don't like a person keeping to themselves because they're going to try to trigger something. They're going to try to find out your weakness, and they're going to try to use it against you to make you pop, to make you get on their level. And that's how Satan works, guys. He working really hard in this world to do that to you, to manipulate you at your job site, wherever you at. But I didn't back down. I ended up getting fired by not joining their little clique. And me getting fired, I prayed about it. It kind of hurted me too inside. It hurted me when I got home. At the time I wasn't married then. It hurted me, and I told my sister about it, my family about it, and my family's like, "It's a good job." It was a good job. I was getting so much money at that job. I was in an oil field. I was killing it, but unfortunately, they had to let me go, is because that I wouldn't bow down. I wouldn't get into the categories that they wanted. But after that, I was blessed with a better job, a more paying job, all the overtime I want, all the hours that I wanted in the oil field, and I made twice as much. But the job that I did leave was really good because I only did 70 hours as a truck driver, oil field, hauling water, and I was getting, if I worked 50 hours or 60 hours, they still gave me 70 hours. That was as nice as that job that I was at, that I got fired from. They were nice. If you did 50 hours, you still got 70. If you did 60 hours, you got 70. If you did 65, you still got 70. So it was a cool little thing that they promoted to their workers as a thank you for joining us. And yeah, thank you. We're going to make you the most money as you can. Versus the job that I had after that, I was making several dollars more And then I had the option to come home every day, and sometimes I work like 2 or 3 days not coming home, which is fine by me because I was doing so much overtime. I doubled the money that I made from that job, but that job that I had was just more comfortable.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit scary. Like everything he's saying, I done been through this shit already, gang. Everything. And like you could just obviously tell the age, like you feel me, difference between us two. This shit is scary, bro. This shit is scary. I ain't gonna lie.
And sometimes God will move you to a better position and stuff, and that's what happened. And this is the funny thing: two of those workers that was working with me end up coming to the job that I was at, and I end up being the lead man over those two workers that came to work with me. And that's funny. And they was above me, now I'm above them. And but they saw me. They saw me as a person that's just here to make a check and go home. Even when they came to my new job, they saw me as a person just to make a check and go home. And they said, oh, he's one of the real ones. He's one of the real deals that's just there to go work and make money and spend time with his family. We ain't gonna mess with him. But when they end up working there, one of them was end up, he talked. You can tell him one story and it can get back to somebody totally different, and that's how he was. But the other one, he was the actual wanting to go up the career ladder. He's like, man, I'm gonna try to be a supervisor. He was saying he was gonna try, man, I'm gonna try to get there. You in the lead position, I'm gonna try to get that in X amount of days. So you had those two categories of people. I didn't fit into none of those categories. And some of us is out here that are workers that don't even fit in none of those categories. They have here to get a check and go home. But they get put in a category. And so if you those kind of people that get put in a category, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, and I pray that God will reveal to you a side hustle or something to make you extra money, or actually something that can start you a business, and that way you could better your family. And I'm sorry if you're going through that, and I'll pray for protection over you. I hope you like this video. Give this a thumbs up and comment in the comment section if you're going through that as well. God bless.
I'm definitely gonna like this video. You heard? This one of them ones, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this one of them ones.